On the program this morning from our Lagos Network studios, our focus will be on Lagos politics with regards to extrain the relationship between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his political godson who resides in Lagos, and of course the executive governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. You did recall that before long there were speculations that a once ever cordial relationship that the duos enjoyed have fallen apart. This claim came against the backdrop of a video where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appeared to have snubbed Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu during the inauguration of the Phase 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway in Lagos on Saturday, May 31st. In a video shared by the Special Assistant to the President on social media, Dada Olusegun, President Tinubu was seen entering the venue as dignitaries stood to welcome him. He proceeded to shake hands with Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum, Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri, Cross River State Governor Basi Otu, and others, but appeared to bypass Jide Sanwo-Olu, who was visibly waiting to greet him. Following the intervention from various quarters, some are of the opinion that it is apparently the snub, especially coming from the president, and it was actually intentional as merely not an oversight as some think. But of course, what's your take on this issue? To have this conversation this morning with me, I am being joined by my guest in the person of Mr. Said Ajadi. He is a political affairs analyst. Good morning once again, Mr. Said, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Joshua. Thanks for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right, now let's get into the conversation proper. You listened to my monologue, and of course, as they say, pictures and by extension videos speaks 1,000 words. The said inauguration that took place in Lagos State, especially with regards to the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, was done in Lagos and not outside Lagos. Now, watching that viral video, which reactions, heavy reactions trailing the action by the president, in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who appeared to have snubbed the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, which a lot felt was a deliberate attempt as opposed to a mere oversight. What's your take on it?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Well, if we go through my own leaning as a professional psychologist, a lot was said before that event to exhibit that there was a brouhaha between a president and the governor. Protocol of office and governance demands that when the governor is having a guest of that magnitude, he leads his pack to welcome the president. Usually.
Protocol.
All right. Now, behind the scene, when the president arrived, a lot took place, because the first picture the president took when he arrived, the governor of Lagos State was not in front. It was the deputy governor that was in front. He was missing in that picture. I was wondering myself, what is happening here? Where is the governor to welcome the president? Protocol. Now, when that day came for the, I would not call it commissioning, I will call it project visit. But because the president had to be there, there was a lot of fanfare. And that, hold on.
Your opinion was subjective.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I. So, a lot took place at that video that you saw. The president was diplomatic. The governor was also very diplomatic. The governor bowed to the president. The president saw him and moved his hand to the next person. Courtesy has taken place already. You said father to son. Sometimes in public, they probably are shaking hands like 50 times before they got to that event. You and I would not know that. But they are both Yorubas, mind you. Father to son. He might not want to shake the president, but honor him by bowing. So that is courtesy of Yoruba land that took place. And knowing our president as well is a very grounded Yoruba person. So by looking at our Momipele, that's not a problem. But in our own protocol and parlance, we would say something went wrong because it's courteous for the president to shake the hand of his host.
Let me pause you a bit.
Thank you.
Where was Jide Sanwo-Olu at the time, his position at the time the president walked in and was having a handshake? Where was his position? If, as you say, protocol requires that he leads.
Ideally,
yes, ideally, in an
protocol,
ideal situation,
he should be next. He's not supposed to be on that line of governors.
Good.
He's supposed to be next to the
And
president and following the president to greet guest governors.
So,
that's hold on.
On that premise, what was he doing when he reached out his hand to the president?
He didn't reach out his hand.
Really?
Look at that video.
Did you watch that video?
Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor.
Let
me finish.
Mr. Governor did not had that snub.
Mr. Governor of Lagos State, I am here live, did bow like this.
Yes.
He did not reach out his hand. His hand was actually behind him, like this. It's a split second. But you see, there's sensation because he did not stretch out. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, did not stretch out his hand. It was the president that was stretching his hand to the next person instead of Babajide Sanwo-Olu. So let's be clear. And so Babajide Sanwo-Olu has proven to be an excellent governor. By courtesy, he bowed. So I didn't see anything very until it became, news and everybody was talking about it.
Okay.
For me, as a politician, as a Nigerian, the roof is not about to fall down.
Well, we hope the roof had been mended so as not to fall down.
It has been. We have done Salah.
Oh yeah.
And big Salah means you must forgive.
We are coming there, so let's not jump the gun.
Thank you.
Now, my next question to you would be, in your honest opinion, already there's been months of masked animosity between the governor and the president, as alleged. Given the situation of things that played out at that very meeting, what's your take on it? Let's not delve into the issue of the Salah celebration yet.
Okay. So, there is always a synopsis before anything happens.
All right.
Yeah. When you look at the issues that took place between December and March this year, and you are a politician from a distant point of view, you would understand that the governor has tried to be a governor.
The governor has tried to be a governor
by executing.
So he
listen
was
to
an
me clearly.
Administrator. He was not a politician. Is that what you're saying?
No. You are not listening. That's why I said listen to me clearly. The governor has tried to be a governor by executing and serving the state, which is Lagos. By virtue of his position as the number one, he can carry out activities based on the Constitution of the Federal Republic. But some of the activities that he will carry out has to be in subterfuge with the leadership of the state who put him into office. Now, he takes decisions sometimes which is not in consonance with the leadership. That means that father and son can fight.
So that means there will be a conflict.
There has to be, hello? So why have you done this? Why didn't you let me know this is what you want to do? We usually talk. How come you are not discussing with me? Does your GAC know what is going on? Or are you doing it alone? I need to know. Nigeria is my business now. it doesn't mean that my village or my state must have issues and I'm not going to deal with it. Okay?
All right.
So let me know. And so that's that.
So there's been a long
It's not long. I just no.
Yeah, given the period.
Yeah, the period is that if we are going to dwell on that, I will start to highlight what
that has
happened.
been established
Because
he has veered away from the leadership of the party. That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that activities of Lagos State,
yes, that's
carried out by him,
we are saying
without we're not saying the same thing. Without consonance, sometimes as the executive governor. For instance, the issue of the assembly.
Did he veer away at some point in the activities of the state?
No.
So why the analogy?
Yes, because you are not listening. I said sometimes you can take decisions as the state governor that will not be told to the people, the main body of the APC or main body of that party. Do you understand? That might not go down well with some people in the party. It's not everything that you do as an executive that is okay with everybody. However, you need to carry along your people so that it's whenever there is an issue, it's going to be a common front for everybody to deal with. If I'm the leader of a party and I'm not told about things that are happening, I won't feel fine. I will be upset. It doesn't mean that the person is not performing. But however, you need to carry along the leadership of the party, period.
All right, now let's talk about the leadership of the party, because it was seen a few days ago where the GAC members, which comprises of some party leadership, Olusi, and of course some allies who are associated with the president, were in Lagos, where the president played host to a number of these persons. Aside from the fact that they all came to pay homage for the Salah celebration, as it were, there were issues that needed to be discussed, right? Among which is reconciling the son
with the father.
With the father.
Now,
what place does a reconciliation play if all, as it were rosy?
I've just given you a scenario. I was not in Lagos. I'm happy that I'm hearing this from you.
But you can't tell
Hold on, let me finish.
I don't want to argue. Just listen.
Lagos. Listen. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not aware. I've been in Ibadan. I am also a chief. Okay? I have chieftaincy Muslim title. So this Salah is a big thing for me. Very, very big. Do you understand? So I've been hosting people in my own home. I just came back to Lagos to honor you. Okay? So what the reality is that it means that our president and Lagosians are fantastic people, accommodating people. If the food is sweet and you are eating, sometimes the tooth is very, very aggressive to bite it, and you bite the tongue. Blood will come out, and that tongue will be hurting for almost a week. However, when another food comes, will you cut off that tongue, or you stop, hurt the teeth and say no? That's not how it's done. So there has to be reconciliation, and so it's good for everybody that there is reconciliation. So Lagos will work hard, better and faster and smarter. All those times that has been wasted on rancor is of no benefit to Lagosians. Okay? So now that everything is, that's why I told you, I said, I know that the sacrifice of Abraham, which is collective to all religion, that has taken place, has washed away so many sins for Nigerians and for us. So for hearing this in Lagos, I'm very glad, honestly speaking, because the president will be happy going back to Abuja, and the Lagos state governor will come back to office today executing. So, and Lagosians will feel it, because jobs and contracts and everything will be done, and so we're glad.
Okay, so now, for the fact that you were busy with your activities in Ibadan, does not, remove the fact that there were persons who were actually at the scene of event in Lagos at Queen's Drive.
Thank you. When you now said.
All right. Now, so my question to you.
You mentioned it earlier.
The governor was seen prostrating, before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in quotes, with the impression of showing remorse. and of course in appreciation to the forgiveness granted by the president to him and of course to other erring members within the GSA. So what's your take on that, given the timing that this happened? Now we're bringing the issue of the Salah celebration into it, because before now there has been several efforts and attempts to reach the president to come to a truce, as it were, in order to reconcile his godson with him. But as information has it, it has always been with so much discordant tunes.
Yes, because he sat in Paris for 8 hours.
Well, that's a reason
listen,
given by
let
you.
me answer your question now.
Right,
Listen.
All right.
The reality is that I've just told you, positivity is what we need. Good energy. Now, you said I didn't see it. I told you I was busy with other people,
Okay.
yeah? So, but it's fantastic hearing it. If he prostrated for his father on Salah Day, that is beautiful. And his father has accepted his dobale. When you dobale, that means that everything is okay. Fantastic. Do you understand? That's why I analyzed to you, even before saying this, that the teeth will bite the tongue. He's not going to throw away anything. We will always make mistakes.
True.
So the president has acted well. Sanwo-Olu has acted well.
Choosing that timing, what's your
That
take?
is a perfect time. And that means that God will bless both of them more. When you humble yourself before your leader, you rise up being a better person. And when your leader accepts your humility and says, Modariji, I forgive you, then the leader also gets more wisdom. He is the chairman of his GAC. So if he's nodding and say, okay, my son, well done, yeah, come on, let's have fun. The GAC is fantastic. Lagos is fantastic, because my own concern is governance, delivery of service to people of Lagos State. That's all I'm interested in. And so if the president is going back and he doesn't have a baggage of Lagos State behind him, it means that it's a perfect delivery for us as Nigerians. Things will come to Oyo State, things will come to Maiduguri, Kaduna and all of that. So Nigeria will be better. So it's a perfect time. Fresh. Everybody is going back to their job fresh, clean. So because when you have rancor all around you, you can't develop.
But of course, while we're looking at the positive, the governor was also accosted by some reporters from, our sister network station, where they were trying to get feeds from the governor as regards what actually played out. And the governor perhaps tried somewhat, as alleged, to have behaved, or acted in denial as if nothing actually happened. In his statement, he said, "Did you see any discord? Can't you see even I am smiling and you're smiling?" What's your take on that?
Fantastic. I told you.
Is that maturity, or what exactly is he trying to portray?
I said earlier, mark my word again, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu passed his test. Excellent diplomat. That's diplomacy. So he can leave that office and we can tell him to be an ambassador for Nigeria.
On what basis are you scoring him on that?
Because he played diplomatically. You complained that, okay, he was not there. I said I saw it as well. Yeah. And I told you that he had courteously, because he's a Yoruba man, he bowed. But the president was trying to shake someone else. However, when you are in protocol, there are things that you see that you did not see. There are things you must know that you did not know. This is Nigeria and this is Lagos State. So if he's telling the press, nothing happened, we have all smiled. Fantastic. Nothing has happened. What's my business to think that something has happened? No. I've come to greet my president and I greeted him with my dobale and he accepted it. He can tell me, no, I don't want to see you. He has a right. He can tell his protocol, don't let him in. He's not part of the list to come into body law. He has a right. It's his house. When you come into my clothes, there are people that must sign field form too and say they came to my own house different from someone else's house. And the time they came in. So if the president now of Nigeria, that means there is huge protocol. So if he now can come in with GAC members who were not, you said they were not there before, they were granted permission to come in and they were able to see the president and they were able to conclude a meeting. Alhamdulillah. We have to thank God. Nigeria is going to be better because the president will focus and do the job.
Now, let's get your take, your final take on the lessons learned, especially given the fact that you cannot remove godfatherism in the politics, as it were, of Nigeria. Now, what is your take as regards the lessons learned from the perspective of the president, who is playing the role of more of a godfather to a political godson? In the person of Jide Sanwo-Olu, what's your take as regards the elections?
That is why the reality is Yorubas are very excellent people. Nigerians, we need to go back to our roots. Everybody should learn something different from what he knows. I'm a Yoruba man, I'm a Nigerian, but I learned Hausa and I served in Igbo land, so I'm a Wazobia. Do you understand? It's excellent things you need to learn around. What we have learned from this now is very clear. Okay, if we don't develop Nigeria, where are we going to develop? Where is ours to wear something like this that I'm wearing? Honor begets honor. Okay? So, it's all about us, not all about self. So if we love ourselves, Nigeria will change. If we develop ourselves, then we have developed Nigeria. We're going to leave the stage, whether we like it or not, at some point in time, yeah? But the reality is that, what are you giving? What's on the table? What are you bringing back to the table? That's why I said about Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State. This week, going forward till the end of this year, will be excellent. Because there's no baggage, there's no worry. GAC, they will do their job. The chairman of GAC is going back to Abuja. He will do his job well. Everybody's happy. So
now, is there anything to take from the lessons learned, especially if you want to apply to other states like Rivers currently, who is at loggerheads?
The same thing has happened in Rivers State. I didn't want to go there.
No, please do, because this is what
let me tell you the godfatherism. That is why you will know that the president that we have now is a role model. Can't you see the way he has solved his own problem? This is excellent, so this is what we learn in diplomacy. If you want to go and do masters in diplomacy or leadership, he has passed his test. However, Rivers State, you cannot take out Wike in the spectrum of Rivers State.
But has he played the role that Asiwaju played?
Let me finish. Let me finish. You don't know what's going on behind the scene. The governor of Rivers State is arrogant.
Say that again.
The governor of Rivers State is arrogant. Has he prostrated for Fubara? Let me finish. Hold on. I don't agree with you. I've been to Rivers State. I love people of Rivers State. They have a deep culture. I feel that is an insult. How can you say that is not a culture?
I said if
there's no if. Wait. No, there is no place in Nigeria, I beg your pardon, that we don't bow to respect our leaders. Forget politics. Culture-wise, tell me any region in Nigeria that does not respect their leaders. Your leader is your leader, period. Forget rhetorics, forget people that are supporting you. No. If you are well thought from your home, you must respect people that are older than you. Talk less of people that put you in positions of authority. No, you are not growing wings. Who are you? Who were you yesterday? Ask for Solomon and David. Go into the scriptures. The minute you start to raise your head, you cut it off. You will not know where that cutting is coming from. Anywhere in the world. I'm telling you today, that's a rule. There are rules. You touch your leader, they break you. And that's it. So, but if you are wise, you stoop. Then someday you raise your head and you will conquer. That's how it is done. You want to prove that you are powerful? Okay, they have proven they are taking away 6 months of your 4 years. The first 2 years you did nothing. You were fighting. That's not a wise leader. You need to raise your own thing by diplomacy, and it's called intellectual revolution. It's your thoughtfulness. Okay? So you don't fight. You can't get anything out of fight. No. But if you are wise, this is what okay. Out of what they want, you can raise it from your IGR if you are smart. Then the state and the people you are governing will not even know, because if you are smart, you will say, okay, this place has been moribund. Let me raise the economy of this place. Look at the president. Have you ever heard of anything called blue economy? It's the first time bringing it. But we have not even tapped it. But we know potentials available in a blue economy for Nigeria.
All right, so that's a beautiful
you have
place
to always forget self and think of the common goal of the other people. How do I serve my people for that they will never forget me? We are talking about Sanwo-Olu after 50 years. It's a shame on us. So I want to also make examples. I also want to see people make examples of good things for Nigerians, not always negative news.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Said Ajadi,
Thank you for having me.
Analyst, for sharing your honest perspective on this heated discussion with us this morning. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, that's our offering from our Lagos Network studios.